So are you stuck in anxiety and wondering why this anxiety won't shift? So today we're going to talk about anxiety, why we stay stuck in anxiety, and one of the things that most therapists won't tell you. So let's get into it. Okay, so why no shift? If you're watching this video, you're probably thinking, yeah, this is a bit of you. You know the feeling of being stuck in that state of mind, right? And you're probably thinking, I'm doing everything right. I've gone to the GP, I've read books, I've listened to podcasts, I've done all of the things that people generally should do when they're anxious, but nothing's shifting, I'm still there. It might even feel like you're just waiting for life to change, just suddenly. And this is not uncommon. I see this a great deal, and we're going to get into now what is going on. Why do we feel and find ourselves stuck in this space? So there's a quote that I really love. It's by Picasso, and he said that inspiration does exist, but it has to find you working. And I think this is so great. So this was really applicable in my former life as an artist, and it's applicable now in the mental health space. So how do we apply this? Now, when we have anxiety, when we have a really strong anxiety and it's making our lives small, it can feel like we're doing everything right. We've gone to the GP, we've taken all the meds they've given us. We've had our citalopram, we've had our sertraline, we've had our mirtazapine, we've had the whole lot, right? And I've been in this situation myself where the GP has told me I've prescribed you all of the medications, all of the antidepressants, all of the anti-anxiety medication that we have to offer. I'm sorry, Mr. Evans, nothing's working for you. So what we don't necessarily take into consideration, or no one tells us actually, is that yes, medication can work, right? I'm not a person who is against medication. What we don't get told all the time is that medication plus therapy proves itself to be, in clinical tests, up to 80% effective. So 4 times out of 5, you're going to move out of that anxious space, get it reduced to a window of tolerance, and you can get on with your life. Fantastic. So we're already adding an extra thing. And I'm sure some people here are going to therapy as well. But it's starting to introduce this idea, which we're getting to in this video, of you have to be found working. You have to push yourself. There's another analogy that I really like. So I love learning languages. I speak 4 languages, and there's an ongoing joke in the community of people who learn languages for fun, that there's a couple of types of people who learn languages. There's the people who go to an evening class once a week and expect to be conversant in French within 8 weeks, 12 weeks, however long it is. And they transfer all of the responsibility of that to their evening class teacher. And then there's a type of people who are actually successful. They're the people who take a lot of responsibility on themselves, and they spend a lot of time learning, not just once a week, but daily or every other day, but they have a regular habit of working on learning their language. And we need to apply this to our mental health as well. Like, it's not something that we can just dip in and out of as and when. If we want to really start moving and becoming more of ourselves and get our lives to be bigger, this needs to be part of our lives. And this is a really key concept, right? Of pushing ourselves to a place where we are uncomfortable. Therapeutic change is not easy. Any kind of change is not easy, right? If you've had any kind of change in your life thus far, don't care what it is, moving house, changing jobs, ending a relationship, this is hard. That's just a normal change. And then therapeutic change, taking you from one mindset to another, that can be even more difficult. We actually have a number of things working against us, and they're all around sort of cognitive distortions or false perceptions. So one cognitive distortion might be that we think what we are doing is keeping us safe or moving us forward. Now, 50% we're correct in that assumption, that if our lives are small because of anxiety and we're staying at home and we're not really doing that much, then of course we are safe. If we have a safe home, then we are safe. But it's not doing anything really to move you past this anxious space. So that's a kind of logical distortion there that's going on. And then another place where our minds can culturally go wrong, really, I suppose, is that we live in this culture, at least here in the UK and in much of the Western world, we live in this culture where the GP is right, and thankfully most of the time they are. I'm not encouraging anyone to start doubting their GP. What I'm saying is that GPs have a small lever to pull in this. They are not the whole picture. But we kind of grow up to think that GPs have the whole picture. We go, they give us a medication, maybe they give us a couple of quick tips, and then maybe we're surprised that that our anxiety doesn't completely disappear. So by all means, trust your GP. However, treat them as just part of a team, part of a number of tools which you have to move yourself out of anxiety. And this is the shift to make, that you are treating your GP, if you have one and if you go to a GP, as just part of the solution, but the big part of the solution is you. And this is a really, really powerful, empowering shift to make, because if you're watching this, maybe you know the situation really well. If you're home and you're just punctuating your life with GP visits and you go for a medication review, and then life is on pause, life is on hold between those, whilst you hope that the new set of medications does something, and maybe they do, maybe they don't, maybe they get you halfway there, but you're not quite where you want to be. Life isn't flourishing again yet. So using all your tools and getting comfortable with this idea of seeing yourself as being in the driving seat. And when you're in the driving seat, you can comfortably and safely move yourself a little bit by little bit outside of your safety zone to start making your life bigger, challenging yourself to start doing that thing which really excites you. If you've not been doing this thing, whatever it is, like climbing or playing football or seeing friends, anything that makes your life colourful because of anxiety, start little by little. You don't want to be jumping in and changing your life extremely overnight, but this can be incremental over a period of weeks, which is going to be better than staying stuck where you are hoping for change to fall from the sky. I would encourage you, if you're watching this in this space, to start thinking, what is it that excites you? What really lights your brain on fire? What gets you excited for life again? And to know that those aren't necessarily off the cards for you. Start thinking, what lights your brain up? What makes you excited for life? And start doing bit by bit. If you've gone out and done 5 minutes of something that really excites you, that's better than having done nothing. And more importantly than the 5 minutes of enjoyment that you get, you're probably going to get days or weeks of satisfaction from the fact that you've pushed yourself to do something which is on the road to recovery. Okay, that's all I'm going to leave you with for today. Start thinking about that, and we'll see each other in another video.